Here are solutions to homework set number 2. This homework set looks at using Matlab to solve one equation, one unknown, problems you'll encounter when you take Math 103 Algebra 1. Now the first problem is, suppose I have the following: y equals x squared plus 3 sine of x. Use graphical methods to find x when y equals 5. Well, graphical methods, the idea is to first guess what x is. I'm going to guess x is somewhere between -4 and +4, steps of 0.01. So this generated 800 points between -4 and +4. For all 800 points, I'll calculate what is y. So here's where I use the dot notation. If I do x squared, that's the matrix square. X dot hat squared means take each element and square it. Don't treat that like a matrix, treat that as 800 separate calculations. Then plot x versus y. When you do that, you get this curve, and what I'm looking for is, here's y. When y is equal to 5, what's x? You can see there's two solutions. One's right here at about -2.6, and one right there at about 1.3. That's graphical solution. A second way to do that is to use numerical solutions. This is where Newton's method works really well. With Newton's method, what you do is you take a guess. Like when you guess, the answer is equal to 3. What I'll do then is take another point, like 3.01, and draw the tangent. See where that hits? That's my next guess. Right here, I'll draw the tangent again, and zoom in, and eventually work my way into this point. When you use Newton's method, the solution depends upon my guess. If I guess a point close to 1.4, I'll zoom in on this answer. Guess a point over here, I'll zoom into the other solution. So to do that, I first set up a function, call it something written like problem 1. When I do that in Matlab, this has to be saved in a file called problem1.m. The .m tells Matlab this is a Matlab file. The name of the file needs to match the name of the function. It confuses Matlab if it doesn't. What this does is I pass x to it and it returns e. The calculations are on the inside. Calculates y is x squared plus 3 sine of x. The error is how much the difference between y and 5, y minus 5, returns the error. I'll now use Newton's method to find the zero of the function, drive the error to 0. What that does is I first guess the answer, like 3. I'll find out what the error is at 3. I'll then perturb it by a small amount, like 0.1. Find out what the new value is. So here I've got a number like 3. What the answer is at 3.1. What the answer is. Now take the slope, go backwards, and find the zero crossing. To do that, I take the old guess, x1, and perturb it by the slope, change in x over change in y, times the error. The bigger the error, the more I adjust it. And then repeat. I'm going to repeat 10 times. And while I'm doing that, display the iteration number, the guess, and the error. To try it, the initial guess is -3. There's the error. It then draws the tangent, finds out where it hits at 2.59, 2.57. And there's the answer, 2.57. And notice with Newton's method, it converges really quick. The error very quickly goes to 0. Pretty much if you have a method with the name of Newton or Gauss, it's usually a pretty good method. Anything with the word Newton's pretty good. That's if my first guess was +3. So what happened is at +3, I start from here and iterate my way in. If I start from -3, I'll converge the other solution. So I change this number to -3, or +3. At +3, here's the first guess, second guess, third guess, and very quickly it zooms in. There's the other answer. This is called a numeric solution. When you take algebra, you'll try to solve problems like this by hand. So when this is equal to 5, solve for x. That's what you do in algebra. With Matlab and numerical methods, I can tell you what the answer is. I can iterate, and it will find the solution. Actually, there's two solutions. You can check your answer that way. When I find it out by hand, do I get the same answer that Matlab gives me with a numeric solution? Second advantage of a numeric solution is it can give you multiple solutions, but you have to kind of know which one do I want. Give a guess close to what the answer is. Third answer is you get lots and lots of decimal places. Fourth advantage is there are problems which you cannot solve by hand. I think this is one of them. There is no closed form solution, but that's not a problem. If you look at the graph, it does cross the line 5 somewhere. Numerically, I can zoom in and find that using Newton's method. So that's kind of the point of this class, using Matlab to solve problems. Solving function equals 0 is actually a really common problem. Problem 3 and 4 is another one. Suppose I have y equals cosine of x and y equals sine of 0.6x. When are those two equal? So I've got two equations, two unknowns. There should be a solution. One way to find the solution is graphical methods. I'm going to guess x is between -4 and +4. y1 is cosine x, y2 is sine 0.6 times x. Plot the two together, and I can see here's one solution, a second solution, a third solution. Using Newton's method, I can find those to lots and lots of decimal places. Now to do that, I need to set it up, so I want to find a function equals 0. Again, so f of x equals 0 is a really common problem. But I've got to make the problem fit my solution. So to do that, I'm going to guess x, find y1, 5, and return the difference in them. I want to drive the error to 0. That's when y1 equals y2. Now repeat, using the previous Newton's method, only now using problem 3, when I iterate, I'm going to start at -3.9, and it fine-tunes it. Actually, the number is -3.926990817001979. Or if I start at -2.9, it zooms in on a second solution. Or make the guess +1, zooms in on the third solution. And this is typical with Newton's method. You can't be completely, you got to have some knowledge what the answer is going to look like. If you're completely clueless, it sometimes doesn't work real well. I can use that with a temperature sensor. So that's an example like a thermistor. A thermistor is a resistor where the resistance changes with temperature. That's something we'll be using over the next 4 years in electrical computer engineering. If here's a thermistor, given T, find R. Going the other way around, given R, find T. Well, one way to do that is Newton's method. If I know that R is 20,000 ohms, what's the temperature? Or 5,000. So what I'll do, again, I'll set up a function, calling it problem 5. I pass T, I return the error. And the error is, I'll calculate the resistance. How much is the resistance away from 20,000 ohms? I'll now use Newton's method to drive the error to 0. I'll guess it was 1 degree Celsius. That's my first guess. Now start iterating to drive the error to 0. And here's what happens. Again, same procedure as before, just change those two lines of code. My first guess is 1. It says, okay, draw the tangent. Where is it equal to 20,000 ohms? Should be minus 38 degrees, 28, 21, 18. Very quickly it zooms in. That is where I'm at 20 kilo ohms. Change it to 5 kilo ohms. There's my first guess, second, third, fourth, fifth. Very quickly converges to the answer of 5.9735 degrees Celsius. And you can see it quickly converges. It takes one iteration to get within 1 degree Celsius. 4 iterations, 0.001. 5 iterations, 0.000001. Very quickly the error is driven to 0. Newton's method converges really, really fast. Finally, suppose I have a voltage divider. So this is a fairly complicated problem. Given temperature, find resistance. Given resistance, find voltage. Going backwards, if the voltage is 8, what's the temperature? Well, this is where Newton's method, numerical methods really shine. I'll just set up a function. The error is 0 at the correct answer, at 8 volts. Now, use Newton's method, just change these two lines of code, to try to drive this one to 0. If my first guess is 1 degree Celsius is 8 volts, it'll iterate. There's my first guess, second guess, third guess. It says actually the temperature is minus 2.89600472. Or at 6 volts, it's actually 16.2622127. So a couple things to note. Solving function equals 0, using numerical methods is actually pretty easy. Numerical solutions are much easier to find than using algebra. When you take Algebra 1, this is a good way to check your answers. Your answer that you calculate should match up with what Matlab calculates. Another thing to note, Newton's method converges really fast. It does depend upon you having a good initial guess, though. So you got to have some knowledge of what the answer should look like, and the Newton's method will zero in on it. If you're too far off, sometimes it doesn't converge. So that's homework set number 2, using Matlab to solve one equation, one unknown.